Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Let's return to our top story, our exclusive investigation into Arron Banks, which reveals he and his associates tried to cut a multi-billion-dollar gold deal brought to him by a Kremlin-connected oligarch in the run-up to the 2016 Brexit referendum. Well, Max Bergman is a security advisor specialising in US-Russian relations. Max Bergman, how does this fit in to Russian meddling around the world in general?
Well, it totally fits a pattern. In fact, it mirrors exactly what happened here in our election in the United States in 2016. At the same time Arron Banks was interested in this gold deal, the Russians were also holding out this Trump Tower Moscow project for Donald Trump, saying that it would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars for him in Moscow, and that sort of went through the U.S. elections. So it very much mirrors exactly what we've seen here in the United States and fits a pattern of how the Russians seek to entice businessmen to sort of advance their interests.
I mean, we heard Donald Tusk in Europe today warning about Russian meddling in European politics, but a lot of people will say, well, what's been proved?
Oh, I think a lot has been proved. I mean, we saw this in the French elections in 2017, where they hacked emails and then released them. They did the same thing in the U.S. election also in 2016. I think there's a deliberate Russian effort to try to divide and undermine democracies, to divide and undermine the European Union, and Brexit for them was a huge opportunity to sow discord within Europe and sow discord within the UK.
Is there an extent to which the West is sowing, or is reaping what it sowed? You know, I mean, there were plenty of regimes around the world that the United States tried to meddle in over the years, and still does.
Well, I think what the Russians saw is that the openness of democracies, especially with the new forms of internet, communication over internet with social media platforms, made the West particularly vulnerable. And I think we have to also look at what happened in 2014, that was where Russia seized Crimea, invaded Ukraine, U.S. and Europe applied sanctions, that this was an opportunity for Russia to hit back asymmetrically against the UK and the United States. And yes, the United States has at times in the past tried to intervene in other societies, and that hasn't worked out very well and oftentimes brought a lot of blowback. And so I think what we're seeing here is the Russians trying to sort of hit back at the United States and the UK and Europe deliberately, because, in part because of sanctions, but because we've sort of initiated, in some ways, a new Cold War has been initiated between Russia and the West.
Is it being successful?
I think it's been extraordinarily successful. I think you just have to look at UK politics over the last 2 years to see sort of the division and discord and preoccupation with Brexit that has sort of distracted the UK from potentially other efforts of global import. And also here in the United States, I mean, it has been, Donald Trump has been a complete gift to
Max Bergman,
Russia.
sorry to cut you off, but we've got to leave it there. Thank you very much.